uh, Dr. Fever Studios now. It used to be MKP Studios, but it's Dr. Fever Studios now. I'm sitting here talking with Donnie Cripps from Dr. Fever and the Venus Flytrap. I've been in the band only a month. Well, maybe a month. Has it been a month? Has it been a month yet? I'm not sure.
Well, it's been about 3 days. If you want practice time, we've had to get
Yeah,
one. But
yeah. um, Great New Year's Eve show. I had a blast, man. It was a fun
it
time.
was
Pretty decent
did a great
show
job
on.
for us. Mike got broke in on the first show. His first show had to be great. We rocked the house, and we're glad.
Donnie's being real nice. I had a couple of deer in the headlight moments, but yeah, it's one of those things where I look over at him and I'm like, wonder how this starts.
We've all done that. So
Yeah. So Donnie, how long's Doctor Fever been together?
we're in our 8th year. Um, November of this year, beginning of year number 9.
Number
It's
nine,
been kind
man.
of a struggle. It was a struggle finding musicians that wanted to do this type of music. They had no even work for us, and we finally found the right group of people that does work. And all of us were rockers all our life, and wanted to get away from that. We're getting up in years, and it makes you neck sore when you. But if you boogie all night, it's just your feet that hurt the next day.
Yeah, yeah. So, I know right now we're the only two online in the band, but talk about some of the other guys in the band. How long is this Timex been in the band for 8 years also, or
Timex is co-founder. He um,
right?
he was the first one in mix.com, and Timex was the first one to answer it. His reasoning for wanting to try it was he wanted to see like without screaming heavy metal, and he's done a fine job. Um, the other, well, our old Burns, he came along with his deal. Our drummer, Boom Boom, our drummer Phil Benson, and I knew them to cover that part for doing this, and uh, Timex he brought in Ethan. I can't think of Ethan's last name now, but anyway, went to another fellow named Jeffrey Hankins, and Jeffrey has left the band, and we now have you in his place. Big shoes,
Woo!
big shoes to fill, but you're filling them quite well. So you on
Hey,
board,
it's fun.
but it, it's pretty much been a steady lineup since this year. We're wanting to take a couple months off, as you mentioned in one before, and Time X has messaged in one of his messages, and gonna we're gonna learn some new antics to pull off on stage and with the audience. New, it'll be new to all of us, and so I myself surgery Friday, and it's gonna take a couple months to even get back to where I can. But in the meantime, we're still going to be working and learning and ready to go when all of our fans out there, family, friends that have been seeing Dr. Fever, we're not going away. We're just getting.
Right on, man. That's hey. How's JJ Jeff, the bass player? I mean, having my first show with you guys this New Year's was really an eye opener of how just good that guy is.
It's really ironic because JJ's first show with us, And when we say Jeffrey Statler, Jeff Statler, his first show with us was, so you can see how far he's came in a year.
Yeah.
Expect what the band's going to do. The band was better. It's become better around, and now we can travel. We've got the freedom to travel. Bigger, better shows this year. We're sorry that we're having to cut out some places. We've gotten outrageous, and we understand that some places can't afford us. That's just a take home because of gas prices, equipment prices, everything's gone up during COVID. We're looking for bigger and better things this year, bigger events, fairs.
It's kind of
Things like
tough,
that.
coming home owing $200 on, after paying gas.
Right.
Yes, it's kind of tough because people don't understand. You spend, you drive there. You drive there. It takes 3 hours to get there. Then you set up.
Right.
It takes you 3 hours to set up. Then it takes you 3 hours to tear down. And then you got to drive back.
Exactly. I mean, and they at a certain price, you're making less than minimum wage to do all the time, let alone your
Yes.
gas.
Yeah, and it's and like we try to make everybody understand too. I mean, before I joined you guys, I mean, I was in a band that was traveling, to Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky, and traveling back and forth. And a lot of people don't realize, if you make $600 going there, um, the other guys in the band make $200 and they come home. And I would come home, I had $80 in my pocket.
I totally understand that
Yeah,
position.
yeah,
I've
and
done
it's
the same.
not
I mean,
because you're mad at him. It's because gas. Gas was $120 sometimes there and back, and sometimes more depending on the gas prices. And if you had to stay at a hotel,
right.
if you played 2 nights, you're talking more money. But I think people understand that after COVID, so many of the prices have gone up for things, and I'm looking online and I'm seeing a lot of the national acts that canceled shows because of COVID, but they're honoring the tickets.
Right.
They're losing money because that show production was priced at that gas price, that hotel price, those ticket price in there, and they're saying that they're coming out losing money, and it's because, but they're still honoring their shows, their tickets that were already sold, but they're coming out to
Right.
where they're hoping the next show they're making money because it's one that was booked now, and it's getting really tough out there. But what's we're back March at I think it's March at the Eagles in Cape Girardeau.
Sunday date, but I think it's the later part of March.
Okay, okay. This I try to incorporate a lot of different things in a podcast. We'll get better with this. We'll figure this out and figure out if we've got a delay and things aren't working here. But I see we have actually two people watching us live right now. Ain't a shit ton, but somebody's watching us because I've
Hey,
got this going. Hey, it's two people, but I've got it going to the um, Doctor Fever and the Venus Flytrap YouTube page. Excuse me. I've got it going to the Doctor Fever regular page. I've got it going to the Mike Cottrell and the MKP. I've got it going to all four of those and my YouTube to make sure it goes to one of them. It's like you hope, but it'll go to the YouTubes, and then I could download it from there if it didn't go up to our Doctor Fever page, and then I'll put it up and let people see it. But things we'll get this better. I'm trying to. I want to have all the guys on one night so we can have a discussion of the new things that are going on, and we can talk about that because I mean, me and Donnie sitting here talking, we're probably going to run out of shit to say.
I don't know. I very seldom run out of something. So
That's a well, that's good. Kathy always tells me that all the time. But I went out to the Park Hills Underground tonight and then helped them reset their PA. They had some stuff wrong with it. It's the same rack units I have, X32s, and the same I mean, this show that we just played New Year's, it was on first time on your new board and system, and it didn't sound too damn bad.
It sounded pretty good to me, man.
Yeah, it gets a
Uh,
lot cleaner.
the stage through the monitors, it sounded like it was live out front, and
Right on.
that's what we needed. And even some of the people that were there said, "Wow, your sound sounded better than it did before." So we made a positive move there going to that.
You, hey, I tell you what, man. How long have we all been running on analog? You
Oh my
know,
God! Well, I was still running on analog till this show on New Year's Eve. I I had went digital once before. I won't say the company's name, but the board I had let me down twice, so almost $400 each time. And I said that's the last time it's going to
yeah,
cost me $400. I went with this new X32 board. It did a fine job. Brian Russell ran. He did a fine job. Um, he's a great guy. He does that board pretty well, I'd say, and he pulled off a good show for it. It was good
hey,
having.
Donnie, what type of guitars do you play?
Um, I play Schecter. I got an E1. E1. Um, I like them both. I also have a Moneric flame shaped. That's that used to be my go-to guitar, but so the Schecters kind of lured me in, and pickup on them. So now I'm sold on Schecters, and that's what I'll probably play from now on.
Schecter's a great guitar. I've had a chance to play a few of them with a couple bands I've been in. The guys have had Schecter guitars and stuff, but I think the first time that I tried an Ibanez guitar, I didn't like it. I could it was so thin sounding to me, but the pickup configuration was
Yeah.
wrong, and the I got hooked on Dean guitars, which was the jumbo flat fret, C style fretboard. It's it used to be my main guitar until I redid my Ibanez guitar until I needed the whammy bar, for all some of the disco stuff that we use, which is crazy, because I played in metal bands and I didn't use the whammy bar as much as I do in this band, and
Right.
that's a big that's a difference. And but um, there's so much equipment out there that we use during the night that people don't realize how much we set up. I mean, the lights. I'm not used to setting up that
Yep.
many lights.
We used about in our show.
How many lights?
And about 50 is what we.
Okay, okay, that's quite a bit. So, hey Donnie, we're going to get out of here. This is kind of successful, I think. The first one, we've been going about 14 minutes. That's about 14, 15 minutes is a decent one to start. If anybody's got any questions, ask us on the webpage when we put this up. If you don't see it, and we're going to try to make some things exciting, try to get people on here and talk with a couple of guys in the band and a fan that's never had a chance to talk to us. Get them on here and say howdy. Get that going. And if we start getting some T-shirts done, that's a that might be a thing while we're off these few months to start firing up that T-shirt
Any of those,
machine.
any of our listeners out there, we have a tip jar. It's always at the front of the tips. Go to buy merchandise for us to make for the band.
That's right.
It go in our pocket. It gets reinvested.
I think that's the way the best bands that are out there do that. They reinvest their tips into it. I mean, we bought. I mean, we always used to buy the bass player if he was broke buying bass strings, or vice versa, the guitar player, guitar strings, stuff like that, or picks or pictures and things like that. But we do have some pictures. If anybody would like a picture, we had some printed up. They're the giveaways. They're the ones we printed on paper, right?
Right. I'm trying to get some actual band calendars made
Yes.
So we got more photos to choose from. But other than that, we are working on that. Shirts made for this summer. Who knows what will come up. Pretty good little band fund to start with. You get things rolling, and hopefully this summer will happen.
And don't forget, people out there, if you're watching or anybody sees this, Donnie, what's the number they can reach you at for booking?
618393899. My personal cell. Don't call me
They can always
asking for a date. Call me asking for a date to play a show.
players. But that's on the website too, the Dr. Fever website where they can reach us for gigs also, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to put this up on the website if it didn't go. But yeah, it's giving me one of the sites I was pushing out to is giving me a connection issue thing here. But we'll get this figured out. And I'm connected this time directly to the Ethernet, so we'll see what's going on, and we'll try to get JJ and Timex, and maybe we could get Phil from Kentucky on here maybe once or twice.
Okay, good luck with that one.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to get a hold of. But our drummer lives in Kentucky, so it's a little tough to get a hold of him sometimes. But hey, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody. Donnie, thank you so much for putting up with my stuff. And we'll see you and talk to you in a few days.
Anytime, man. Hopefully within a few days I'll be able to talk again. After Friday.
Yeah, we'll see how you go after your surgery. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, man.